Jacob is a man who believes he is a wolf trapped inside of a human's body. He is sent to a clinic by his family where he is forced to undergo increasingly extreme forms of curative therapies at the hands of the zookeeper. Jacob's only solace is the enigmatic Wildcat with whom he roams the hospital in the dead of night. The two form an improbable friendship that develops into infatuation. Hey everybody, welcome back to another episode of Burns Views, and today we are talking about Wolf. And, alright, let's just go into positives, I guess. I thought that this was a very original and unique kind of idea. It focuses on people inside of a facility trying to get better under the care of this zookeeper, as he calls himself. And they all have what they call SID, which is Species Identity Disorder. Our main character, played by George MacKay, thinks he's a wolf. You also have Lily Rose Depp, Johnny Depp's daughter, who you might know from Yoga Hoser. And George MacKay, he was in 1917, so you got a good cast. You also have the zookeeper, who's played by Paddy Considine, who you probably better know from like Cornetto Trilogy. He's in all those Edgar Wright movies, and I like him as an actor. I like all three of them as actors. And it's an original concept that I thought, hey, this could be kind of interesting. That's where the positives end. Now we're going to go into the negatives. God, this movie is pretentious. It tries so hard to be heavy-handed with the themes of accepting others, even though they're different. But there's something false about it that makes it feel very disingenuous. It's hard to describe. I felt like I was watching, an acting 101 class in college or something where, people are acting like animals. And I think the biggest issue is that because we know these actors from other movies, it's kind of hard to be immersed into it. And the writing is just pretty cringy. It's unintentionally funny, which is never good. I think this would have been better if they maybe did a real-life documentary. I'm sure there's documentaries about it. But the fact that you have these actors doing what they're doing, it's cringy. I think it's a little bit like that movie The Lobster that came out a couple years ago, which if you want to compare it to something, it's just not a good movie. I'm sorry, guys. The whole time I kept checking my watch. There's no sidestepping around it. Like I said, the acting was pretty solid. I think a casting agent might look at these top three actors, Depp, MacKay, and Paddy over there, Paddy Boy, and might go, hey, you know what? They're really good actors. Let's put them in a better movie, and that movie might even go on to, like, Oscar night. I think the acting is there, but what they're working with is so bad. There's no other way to put it. The whole script is meandering. You have this zookeeper who's being very abusive. It kind of gave me vibes of like One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest. The only difference is that in that movie, Jack Nicholson was actually sane and faking it, and you can kind of connect to his character a little bit. In this movie, all the characters feel like two-dimensional cardboard cutouts that are all stereotypical. It very, very poorly demonstrates mental illness in a very insensitive kind of way. I really had a hard time getting into it. I'm trying to think of like the redeeming qualities in this movie. I didn't care about the characters. I feel like they weren't written very well. It was mostly predictable. The marketing for this movie was a bit misleading. Yes, if you read the IMDb, you know exactly what you're getting into. But if you watch the trailer, they try to sell it a little bit like, hey, is he maybe a wolf? And like, that is not this movie at all. This is 2 hours or 90 minutes of watching people in a facility with no real goals in mind, no real understanding of why they're doing what they're doing and why they feel the way they do. It's very hollow. It's a very empty drum of a film, and I was kind of let down by it. I kind of suspected from the trailer that it wasn't going to be very good, because sometimes from the trailer, if the movie's bad, you could tell, like, they scrape what they can together and they try to make it look appealing, but you can kind of see the cracks a little bit. What else can I say about this movie? Lily Rose Depp, she's topless, if that does it for you. I mean, cue Seth MacFarlane. You know what I mean? Like, but who cares? Like, I like story. I like narrative. I want to be entertained and engaged for 90 minutes. Yeah, I'm sorry, guys. I really did not enjoy this movie. I'm giving it a D, just because I feel like the acting was okay, so I don't want to give it a flat-out F, but I really did not enjoy this movie. Don't waste your time. It's definitely a movie that if you're going to check out, wait for Netflix. wait for Hulu or some type of streaming service, because I found it to be very borderline offensive and disingenuous and hollow. And it feels like one of those movies that's trying to be a message movie, like, hey, we're going to teach people, and there's a lot of those movies these days that try to teach the audience a lesson. And this one just felt very hollow. It didn't feel genuine in what they were trying to teach us, this lesson of acceptance. It just felt like we got $1 million and we're going to make this low budget movie in a facility, and yeah. And I don't want to waste any more of your time talking about it, so I'm just going to leave it at that. I did just get invited to Spider-Man No Way Home. I think it's the 14th. I have to check the email, but I am seeing Spider-Man. I'm so excited to see that movie. I mean, it's hanging on the wall behind me. It's been there since the beginning. I cannot wait to talk about it. And I think what I'm going to do is a lineup of every single Spider-Man movie leading up to that, because I've never reviewed those movies on this channel. I suspect that, a lot of those characters are going to be in that movie, fingers crossed. And yeah, that might be the next thing we do on the channel. We also have a lot of side-by-sides that just came out, because they did the ultimate director's cut of Rocky, so I have a couple different side-by-sides comparing the original one and the new one. We also have a side-by-side for the new Matrix trailer, the Deja Vu one, as well as the other one. And I also want to say thank you very much, because we just got 250,000 views on my Matrix side-by-side video, which is insane, and it's my 3rd all-time highest viewed video. So thank you for that. Thank you for watching. Thank you for subscribing, and until next time, guys, thank you so much. I have been John. You just got burned, and we will see you next time.